Good evening, guys. This is David from Busy Bee Farms, and tonight I am going to come to you guys and tell you what the results were from us contacting Bootstrap Farmer. I do not enjoy making this video, and I do not like to talk negatively about anyone. However, I think part of YouTube and homesteading is folks sharing with each other, their life experiences, and that's good and bad. You can find anything on YouTube. You can find how to do anything, and you can find out about companies and what people think about them. And when we started down this avenue with Bootstrap Farmer, it was based off of a recommendation of a channel that we were watching. They talked very highly of them. However, our experience has not been successful. So, for folks that might not know us and our story, we are a small homestead farm, whatever you want to call it, in Dixon, Tennessee, and we started. A little bit of the history is here in Middle Tennessee. Last March we had a EF3 tornado that came through and took out a lot of area. It covered. It stayed on the ground for, I think it was right at 56 miles, and in that time frame there were multiple very severe storms. Not all of them were to the magnitude of the EF3 tornado that devastated Nashville, but we're about 40 miles west of Nashville, and we had purchased Laura a small greenhouse on Amazon. And when it arrived, it was, it was a small, like beginner greenhouse. The rods on it were about the size of your pinky, and they had little bolts that put it together. I mean, it was cute. It was a nice little thing, and it was going to be something for Laura to get started with. Well, we got that put up for Matthew and I think Olivia helped a little. We put that up. You can go back and see those videos if you're interested. But I believe it was May, wasn't it, Laura? End of April? When was it that the storm came through? Anyway, sometime between March. Was it in March? Was it the March tornado? Yeah. It possibly was the March tornado, but by May for sure, there was a storm that came through Dixon, and even though I had the wind strapping on it and everything, the storm took her greenhouse, and it ripped it up and flung it down to the next block and wrapped it around a street sign, and there was no saving it. I saved the plastic off of it that we use kind of in the garden and stuff if there's frost or something, but as far as putting the greenhouse back together, we couldn't do that. I mean, it was demolished. So that's when we started really looking into Bootstrap Farmer, and they had a DIY, do-it-yourself thing where you bend your own bows, and they also sell kits and for the entire greenhouse and everything. But the DIY thing was what really caught our attention, because, you know, if you know us, you've been watching us, you know that we don't have a lot of money to throw around. We're trying to be as responsible as we can be, or good stewards with what the Lord has blessed us with. So I looked into getting the bow bender from Bootstrap Farmer, and when we got ready to order it, I called and spoke with one of their customer service people. It was a lady that answered the phone, and I ordered the bow bender for 20-foot wide greenhouse, and I also ordered the wiggle wire tracks with the wiggle wire, and that's what holds the plastic down. And then I ordered the plastic kit for a 20 by 30. And when I was talking to the lady, I told her, I said, you know, I'm going to be putting up your DIY kit with the bow bender. It's 20 foot wide and 30 foot long. And I specifically asked her if the plastic kit had the ends on it, you know, the end walls. And she told me yes, that it did. So I placed the order. It was a little over $400 for those items. And they immediately sent us out the bow bender and the wiggle wire track. So I gave it a little while, and then I called and to check on the plastic, and to find out that they do not cut their own plastic. They actually they sell it, and then they turn around and sub that out to someone else who cuts it and ships it. Well, our plastic had not been ordered. So she told me that it was delayed, and that that they had run out of plastic. The supplier had run out of plastic, and that they were going to send me out as soon as they got a new roll on. They were going to send mine out. They'd get it expedited out. So that was, I believe that was in June.
Probably May-ish.
Okay. End of May, June, somewhere around in there, that we called and checked on it. It came in June. Okay, so it arrived here in June. Maybe that's what I have in my mind. So if you've seen the other videos, we started putting it up. I got all the posts and everything for Laura's birthday, I believe, in July. And we started putting up the post and bending the bows. So when we bent the bows, we had a little bit of difficulty getting them to match up with the post. Even though our posts were exactly 20 foot apart, the bows didn't want to go into it. So I called and actually spoke with a gentleman there named Nick, and he helped me to he helped me get the instructions that didn't come with the bow bender, and then he helped me to figure out what he told me to do is just, if you watch the video on the bow bender, you're only supposed to bend it a certain amount. He told me to go ahead, and they said do not overbend it. He told me to go ahead and do that, because what it was doing is where the pipes would go together is it would kink right there. So he told me go ahead and overbend it a little bit, and what that done is that drew the sides in enough that it would line up and go into the holes. So we got that figured out, and I believe that part was September-ish. I believe it was around September when we got that figured out, and that's kind of the time frame when Laura and I were really buckling down on trying to get our business up and going and talking about that, and she told me to put it on hold. We needed to save every penny that we had. So we've kind of been piddling here and there, putting up our baseboards and things around it for the plastic to attach to, our hip boards. Had all that going and everything, and then, winter it was cold and everything. So I believe it was last week or possibly the week before that we kind of got back on it because it's getting springtime and Laura wants to use it. So I went to put the plastic on, and we had not even opened this plastic until that day. We roll it out, and the piece of plastic that we got did not fit the greenhouse. So like we said in that video, I called back Nick, and he said he was going to check into it, and I got a response from them, and he was saying that I did not buy a kit, that I bought the DIY parts, and in doing so that I didn't get a plastic kit, that they understood that I was only ordering a 20 by 30 piece of plastic. And I tried to explain to him that I actually had called in. I had spoke to the lady on the phone and explained that I was needing the plastic kit that covers a 20 by 30 greenhouse, and specifically asked if it had the end walls or if I needed to order extra for the end walls, and was told that it was everything I needed to cover that 20 by 30 greenhouse. So the piece of plastic that I received was 25 feet by 32 feet? I'm fairly certain it was 25 feet wide by 32 feet long. It was not enough to cover even just the tunnel portion of the greenhouse. It would not. It only went from the ground on one side a little over halfway on top. So the claim that Nick said about that I only ordered a 20 by 30 piece of plastic, if that's the case, why would they send me a piece that's 25 by 32? That don't make any sense. But that's neither here nor there. The fact of the matter is they're refusing to do anything about the mistake that was made. They will not take the plastic back, even though it's not been put on. We unfolded it to try to put it on and realized that it was not the right size and that it's not going to work, and they won't take it back, and they will not honor what we ordered. So I'm only bringing this forward to tell you the facts of what took place and give you the information so that you have more information to make the decision on what you're going to do with your greenhouse and your homestead. They did offer to give me a 10% off to order the right plastic from them, but I'm the type of person that if you're going to do me wrong once, shame on you. If you do me wrong twice, it's my fault. Shame on me. So I'm not going to give them any more of my money. Olivia and I did drive up to Scenic Acres, which was one of the places that we've showed you guys, up in Elkton, Kentucky. We drove up a little over 2 hours each way, and they are an Amish community, an Amish greenhouse supply, and they build them. They come out and put them up. They sell you whatever you need. I don't know a whole lot about them other than every time that I've called them, they have been willing to talk to me, to help me. And when I go in there, they look me in the eye and they treat me with respect. And I think that that's what brought me back to them and made me drive 4 hours to go and get the plastic. So we have got a roll of plastic. Their plastic only comes in whatever width you want, in either 100-foot or 150-foot roll. So we got the 100-foot roll, which the piece that came from Bootstrap Farmer, I'm hoping will at least be big enough to do the end walls. I don't know if it will. We're going to have to see if that's going to work or not. But that's what I'm hoping, is that it will at least fit that. And then the roll that we got from Scenic Acres will be plenty enough that we can do the actual tunnel portion. So that video will be coming soon, because I hope to get that put up tomorrow or the next day. I'm not sure. But we're going to try to get Laura's greenhouse finished up. But I brought this information to you tonight to give you the information so that if you are on the fence about if you want to order a greenhouse, I think the answer to that is, if you're thinking about it, and you've got the room for it and the money to do it, that it's a very good thing to have. But I think you need to also have the information, the good and the bad. There's just been too many things with the Bootstrap Farmer that I would not recommend them to any of my friends. And from the bow bender, just the while it did work for us, it was a little too temperamental for you had to really tweak it to have it to fit, to do what you wanted to do. So the instructions did not come with it on how to use it. Then the plastic, that just really was the straw that broke the camel's back and kind of done me in from ever dealing with them again. So I'm only giving you the information so that you can make the decision on if you want to go down that road with them, or if you want to just go ahead and invest your money with someone that you trust and you have a relationship with. So like I said, I don't like giving negative review. However, I want to be honest, and I want to bring to you the information so that you can make the decision if what's right for you and your family and your homestead. So, like I said, that's kind of what has happened with us and our situation. And we do have the other plastic now, and the hopefully we'll be able to finish the greenhouse before too much longer. So I want to tell you thank you for watching our videos. Thank you for supporting us through that. We are not supported by any of these people that we've recommended. We don't even get paid anything from YouTube for our videos. I mean, we are completely just bringing this forward to share information, to hopefully help you guys with what you're doing on your homestead. So again, I appreciate you watching us, and if you have any questions, send me a comment. I'll be happy to share whatever information I can. If there's something that you do want to see, let me know, and I will try my best to get that done. So take care, and God bless.